They also mention about risk factors, risk related to retinitis pigmentosa. What is that? And they mention about a gene which is RPE65.
Okay.
Can you let me know more about that? And she's worried about this.
Okay. So I guess I'd be glad to do that. If I could ask a few questions about the family history in that regard. To your knowledge, has anyone ever been identified to have retinitis pigmentosa? And what that is, it's an abnormal accumulation of pigment on the retina of the eye, which starts very slowly but progresses to the point where the person may lose their vision. Typically, it'll start in early adulthood and slowly progress over the course of that person's lifetime. So is there anyone who either you know has had that condition or who's experienced visual problems that make you think about that?
Not that I know of.
Not that you know that.
So that's why it was very surprising to see that on our test results. Is that something to be concerned?
Well, the RPE65 gene that you mentioned, that is a gene that's associated with what we call a recessive form of retinitis pigmentosa. And I don't know how much biology or genetic background you have, but recessive forms mean that a person, before they actually have that condition, have to have both copies of that gene carry a mutation before they actually have the disease. So it may be that the testing was done, identified your sister as a carrier of this mutation, which means she also has a normally functioning copy and would not have visual problems herself. The risks would be actually for other family members and potentially for her children. From the standpoint that if she had children with somebody else who also carried a mutation in this gene, then their children would potentially have retinitis pigmentosa. We think about the possibility of that happening. If two people carry a mutation in a recessive gene, then there's a 1 in 4 chance or a 25% chance each time they have a child that the child could receive both copies of the poorly functioning gene from each parent.